Austin Lehman, and welcome to the next edition of Austin Weekend. Coming over here is Dad, and here we are going to review the first spin-off series that we've ever reviewed.
You know what are we going to do today, Austin?
Pinky and the Brain.
We're going to take over the world.
Yes, we are.
Yes, Pinky and the Brain.
It's a spin-off show of the popular Saturday morning cartoon, The Animaniacs.
The Animaniacs, yeah. It was one of, I believe, 3 or 4 different shows that was on the Animaniacs, but because of its popularity,
it got turned into its own series.
Mm-hmm.
With 65 full-length episodes airing from 1995 all the way to 1998.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which was ironic because the Animaniacs cartoon ended on the same year.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Tell the basis if nobody's ever seen Pinky and the Brain. What's it actually about?
Well, it's about 2 lab mice, Pinky and the Brain.
Mm-hmm.
One is smart, one's a moron.
Mm-hmm.
And
they're like genetically altered lab rats. So yeah.
And they try whatever they can to take over the world.
Yeah, Pinky comes up with a different plan every night of how.
Brain.
Oh yeah, Brain. Sorry, Brain comes up with a plan every night of how to
take over the world.
Take over the world, and he comes up with a plan, and it always fails.
Normally.
Yeah, either from Brain's arrogance or
Pinky's stupidity.
Or Pinky's just been stupid and messing something up. Yeah. But it's hilarious, the banter between the two, the super genius and the super moron, makes it a really funny show. It does, yeah. It's a classic.
The show was created and produced by Steven Spielberg, the man that was considered one of the best directors of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess this wasn't really a surprise.
No, the man who gave us E.T. and Indiana Jones and
Jaws
and Close Encounters, yeah, also gave us the Animaniacs, which gave us
the Pinky and the Brain.
The Pinky and the Brain. Brain. It's got a really catchy intro song. I like the intro song too.
It's one of my personal favorites. I still sing it in my sleep sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's get on to the animation.
Yeah.
What about the animation at the time when it came out?
I think it fits it really well. It's good animation for the time. It's the classic, just drawn cartoon, which perfectly fits it. Yeah, I wouldn't. If it was something different, it would look weird to me. Who's your favorite character?
Pinky by far.
Pinky
is just the lovable idiot.
Yeah, and during every episode, Brain always asks him, "Do you know what I'm thinking of, Pinky?
Are you pondering what I'm pondering?
Are you pondering what I'm pondering, Pinky?"
And he'd always say something stupid.
How would we get a car in here, Brain? And there's like nothing to do, absolutely nothing to do with what they're actually doing. And still, one of my favorite cartoon episodes of all time of any cartoon
is from Pinky and the Brain.
And it's the episode that's told from Pinky's point of view. And it tells
my goodness.
And it tells his thoughts on every single thing that happens in the episode, which is it's classic. It's still one of my favorite cartoons that's ever been made in the history of cartoons. It's in my top 20 of any cartoons ever made. It's just it's an awesome cartoon.
It's an awesome show.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's get to the characters. Are the characters well developed?
Oh yeah, I mean, they are who they are. They're Pinky and the Brain. I mean,
they're
Pinky and the Brain.
They're staples of '90s culture.
Yeah, and the Brain, of course, has the big, giant, huge head, because he's the Brain, and Pinky's the little scrawny, mouse. So yeah, it's classic. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How about the comedy? Is the comedy funny?
The comedy's always funny. Yeah, and of course, Pinky is He's the funniest of all of them. He's always saying something completely stupid. And Brain's always cutting him down. Well, as stupid as you are, we're lucky to blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So the banter between the two is almost like the odd couple.
They contradict each other very well.
Yeah, that just sort of dawned on me. They are sort of like the classic odd couple. Instead of the really neat freak and the really
dirty one.
dirty one. This is sort of like the really smart one and the really stupid one. And they're sort of like a good odd couple. They play off of each other well. They do.
What do you think about the writing? The writing here, it entertains kids as much as adults.
Yeah, there's some adult. Almost every story follows some historic thing that happened, or like
Or something that could happen out of coincidence. They
Yeah,
could find something.
we watched the Around the World in 80 Day cartoon, which is based on the Around the World in 80 Day stories. So
it's a good parody.
It's a good parody. A lot of the Pinky and the Brain shows are parodies about something that happened in history or something like that. So, and they just make completely fun out of it and completely botch it up and joke it and blow up stuff and fail, go into space and whatever. So yeah, it's funny. Like they used the Hubble telescope. Was going to try to use the Hubble telescope to melt the boulder caps.
Yeah.
So they used the stuff that was modern for its time, and they used some parodies from history. So it had adult stuff in it as well as kid stuff for me. Yeah.
And this might be one of the best cartoons that you could possibly watch. Not because of it, not just because of its nice and wacky animation that really just it really just makes you entertained in the show. It also entertains you in its great writing and solid characters.
Again, we've been running to some series of them here lately just because we like them. But again, this is in my top 10 of the 90s. So I'm not giving away any orders because we're going to do some top 10 shows later. But it's in my top 10 of the 90s shows. It's definitely one of my favorites.
Yes, it is. It is a great show no matter what angle you look at it. It's just funny no matter what you think about it, really. Oh, man.
Like I said, it started out as a sideshow, as a part of Animaniacs. It got its own show, Pinky and the Brain, and then later it was Pinky, Elmira, and the Brain. So it actually went through sort of 3 different phases of shows there, of entertainment. Yeah. But it's really, really good. You wanna do a rating for it?
Well, I think it would be a little too early because I think we're about to dive into the voice acting.
Oh, what do you want to talk about on the voice acting then?
What do you think about the voice acting, and then I'll lend my opinion on it.
I think it's really, really good. Pinky sounds stupid, Brain sounds smart. That's basically what you need for that one. That's the whole basis of the show.
But my opinion on the voice acting still is probably one of the best. It's amazing how probably the king of all directors can really find a bunch of people for his shows to really do well on voice acting. I
can tell you really how well known it is, even with adults. I was at my job like two or 3 days ago, and one of my guys came back in from working on a project, and he said, "Hey, what are you up to, man?" I said, "Same as always, man. Just trying to take over the world." He said, "I hear you, Brain." And that was between 2 grown men at the office. So that's how well known Pinky and the Brain is, even with the adults out here. So
it's just a hilarious, classic 90s cartoon. It's one of my personal favorites. Yeah. It's still hilarious no matter what you look at it, what angle you look at it from. It always brings a smile on my face whenever I'm ever at a bad day. And like you said in the Two Stupid Dogs review, you could just be cycling through the channels and say, "Oh, there's Pinky and the Brain." You'll just stop on the channel. You
will stop and watch it. If you're just flicking through channels and you see shows on like Two Stupid Dogs or Pinky and the Brain, you will stop and watch it again just because you remember it being so good.
And funny.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'll ever get the word "narf" out of my brain anytime soon.
Pinky's classic.
Narf! Narf! He says it at the end of the intro, and he says it pretty often, but it doesn't get tired or old or anything.
No, You wonder. I wonder what it actually means. I wonder if there was ever anything said in any episodes of what narf actually means.
I guess it was just something stupid, just for the sake of stupid. Yeah. But it was funny.
It's funny, yeah.
It's just a great show, funny. No matter what you do. Okay, now let's get to the rating.
Okay, rating. Now, you want to explain the rating?
1 being completely and utterly horrible.
Crap.
And 10 being the best thing ever. And 0 being food fight.
Food fight, yeah. It sucked. Okay, now we always pull something from the show to use as our rating. Like we always use the classic from Kung Fu Panda. We used
Dumpling time.
Dumpling time.
Dumpling time.
So what do we want to use from Pinky and the Brain to rate it with?
How many narfs?
Narfs. Hey, that's good. We can use narf. Okay. 1 being crap then. 10 being the best thing ever. How many narfs do you give Pinky and the Brain?
Narf. You start.
Narf. I can't quit saying narf now. Narf.
It's just so funny.
It's a funny word to say. It's fun to say. Okay, I'm actually going to give it again about a 9.3. It's definitely one of my favorites. It's classic. I'll stop and watch it whenever I see it. We actually purchased some old classic VHS just to do a little retro with it too, just to get that same vibe of when we watched it back a long time ago. So
I enjoyed it when I was a kid, and I still enjoy it as an adult, or almost an adult.
So I give it a 9. I give it 9.3 narfs out of 10. How many narfs do you give it?
I'm gonna give it 9.5 narfs.
9.5
narfs.
Narf. That's a quite high narf total you gave it there. Tell us why you get that many narfs.
I'll tell you why it gets that many narfs.
Narfs. Okay.
It has great characters, hilarious dialogue, great animation for the time, feels like the Looney Tunes, and really creative backgrounds and sets, and a lot of good ideas behind it.
Yeah, I think it's an all around good show. If you've never seen it before, honestly, go back and look up some old episodes. They're really funny.
There are some hidden gems in Saturday morning cartoons, like Two Stupid Dogs, and there are some really well-known cartoons that deserve to be well-known, like Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah. So we're going to be hitting some more of the classics as we can too, but what do we have coming up next?
We have Ratchet and Clank the movie.
Yeah, we're going to watch that movie. We've been trying to get to watch that movie for 2 or 3 days now, but we're going to try to get to watch it soon.
But we have heard that movie was mediocre at best.
But we're going to go in and watch it
with a mindset.
With an open mindset, and if it's great, it's great. If it sucks, we'll let you know. But we also have coming up this weekend, I can't wait, Captain America
Civil War.
And we're going to have a special guest with us. We're going to have 3 at the table for that review. So be sure and tune in for our Captain America special. We should be able to get it out Saturday. We're going to go watch it, go hit a little IMAX, and then we'll give you a report on it to let you know how it is. If we can work in a Star Wars special this week, we will, in honor of the May 4th.
May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you.
Or in this case, may the North be with you. May the North be with you.
And then we've got, we'll hit some more classic cartoons. We were talking about maybe doing some other classics. What were the other wars we were talking about?
We're probably trying to do Invader Zim later on.
Oh, Invader Zim. We will do some Invader Zim. He's here somewhere in this.
Yeah.
This bunch
and
of
we'll probably
pops.
try to do Cat Dog sooner or later.
Yeah, we'll do a little Cat Dog. I wouldn't mind doing a little classic Cow and Chicken.
Cow and Chicken, Cat Dog.
Yeah.
Invader Zim. Those are on our horizon.
There's a brand new cartoon coming out called
The Loud House.
Loud House.
They'll premiere this summer. We'll let you know about it.
So we'll watch it pretty quick and let you know about it pretty quick too. Other than that, I think we're about done, aren't we?
And see you North next week. North! Bang, bang.